I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. I can't attack that target. I can't cast that yet. I cannot attack that. I can't loot that. That spell isn't ready yet. It is too far away. I can't cast that yet.
I am honored. Hello. How may I help? Greetings.
I can't loot that. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. Inventory is full. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't carry anymore. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. Inventory is full. I'm out of range. I can't cast that yet. I can't carry any more. Inventory is full. I can't carry any more. I need a target. Inventory is full. That's still recharging. I can't loot that. I can't carry any more. Inventory is full. That spell isn't ready. I can't carry any more. don't have a target. Inventory is full. I can't carry any more.
Enemies. There's a rare here, by the way, a winged elite. I got a nice
You are
bag.
running in. Hello. Kill the rare.
Yeah, let's do it.
What level is he?
11.
Okay, retreat.
And he's winged? No, he has 666 health.
He swings.
No, I wanna kill him.
Where is he swinging
I
to?
wanna kill him. I have,
can't loot that.
okay, you put shield. I have evasion. If we
You know
don't
how
have
much health is this for this level?
sticky glue, we get sticky glue. If something goes bad, we have sticky glue. Can we pull
And then
this?
what? You're gonna melee attack him, but
Let's
we
just try
can't damage
pulling
him.
this guy first. Okay, never mind. Oh, he's fast.
Okay, now they're coming for me. Okay. You're gonna throw
Yeah,
kite them.
Just run. I'll kill this guy. Oh, never mind.
It's coming for you.
Oh no.
That's still recharging.
Can we not just kill him with sticky glue? Like if you just kill him with ranged abilities.
It is too far
Okay,
away.
dotting them up. My dot missed.
Ah. Okay, we're running. Fuck this shit. Oh, scorpions. Great. We're dying. We're gonna die. Nice. We're gonna die. No. No way. I'm dying. Oh my god.
Three.
I didn't see the scorpion. Oh my god. Go again.
Hey. Hello.
I hate this internet.
Yeah.
I'm moving next week. Yes, it's gonna be fine.
Gonna have big internet
It's gonna be
soon. TM.
soon TM. I don't know what happened. It does a hiccup sometimes and I just disconnect
Can't attack
and then the internet just comes back. Like it's like restarting or rebooting or something. I don't know. It's like an automatic reboot or something.
Spooky.
At least we didn't do anything spicy. No spicy.
Yeah, it's moonwalking in game. The stream went down, I think.
Oh, yeah. It's so good. Yeah, I feel like it's stable. I have good MS and everything. It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good, man.
How you be doing, man? Oh, we should have done the role playing here. Oh my god. The
Inventory is full. I can't carry any more. I'm out of range.
The cheese! Nice, I'm out of mana. Damn it! No way!
Get these scouts through, right? Oh. Oh no! Oh, dude! What? How is this happening? Dude! Dude, what the fuck? Get these scouts through, right? Oh. Oh no! Oh, dude! What? How is this happening? Dude! Dude, what the fuck?
Hey, have you heard?
Ethiopian jazz. It blends beats from like 3 or 4 genres.
But does it shred like this?
Well, while you're all rocking, I'm laughing. Comedians are the best thing that happened to pod.
Inventory is full. Spell isn't ready yet.
So where do we begin? I think when we last left off, if you have been watching the streams on YouTube, you guys have been watching the VODs. We've done a lot of chores for these guys in Shimmering Flats. We're gonna figure out how the story ends, and so just to get you guys back up to speed, we did a bunch of chores for everybody. Then I found more about the goblins and their 18th driver, this 18th racer. I had to do some chores for him. I went and got his new fuel regulator that crashed down off of Zeppelin and Dustwallow, brought it over here, and he realized homeboy left the safety on.
What brings you here? Goddess October.
So I gotta go take it to an engineer in Tenaris, get this safety pulled off. The throttle, whatever the hell, the governor. Yeah, dude, it left the governor on the engine. So he wants this thing to go as fast as it possibly can. I've also... Martek the Exile, bring Fizzle's letter. Who was Fizzle again? I've got to bring Fizzle's letter. Who's Fizzle? Developing a new engine that'll make the car go so fast, fast enough to fly. Oh, this guy.
Honored, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I got the Goblin's engine, that crashed down in the Zeppelin in Dust Hollow. You know, we've been doing chores for these brothers over here.
Good day to you.
They made some new fuel. We got new fuel tanks. We got
expecting
tail-encrusted fins from Stranglethorn Vale to, you know, keep the rocket ship together.
Hi, how are you?
And now we need a new engine that this gnome was coming up with. I'm developing a new engine. It'll make the car go so fast enough to fly. So, he needs new pistons that can handle the heavy stress. There's one who might know how. His name is Martek the Exile, the Great Smith. He knows more about metal than anyone. Take this letter to him. I know he can help. But he's far away in the Badlands. So, we're helping the gnomes get new pistons. Safety first. We're taking off that governor over in Gadget Sand. And then back to Booty Bay. And then I got this scumbag over here, Cravel. Cravel Coalbeard. Yeah, he's getting dirt on one of the goblin guys. I think it's just one of the sponsors or something. He's not the driver. But anyways, this goblin guy, he changed his name. He's basically the heir to a goblin prince. And he doesn't want his daddy to find out that he's in Mirage Raceway spending all of daddy's money on race cars. So that's where we're at. You know, we've done a lot of chores up to this point. I didn't realize that we got 2 quest items to read from these. So as we do these quest chains, we'll read them. So Fizzle Brassbolt's letter. This is going to... Oh, this is going to Martek the Exiled for the Pistons. Alright. The Goblin... okay, we only got 2 pages. We can read this on the way.
Good, Martek. I'm in a jam, and I need your help. My brother and I are building a race car, and we need strong pistons. Nothing I try is hard enough. Nothing can hold up to our new car's speed, and so the engine breaks down constantly. You're an expert in crafting with the metal. You must help. You're the only one who can. Here are the piston specifications. Length, width, weight, conduction, shear strength, 98 or higher, combobule rating, super stout or higher. In the case you forgot, gnomish measurements. Whiskey width, itty bitty grams, and toe curls.
What is that? He's got those itty bitties. Let me turn the sound down. This music is banging right now. Okay, and then this is Cravel's scheme. Ooh.
Time is money, friend.
Okay, this is the guy that's taking the safety off the engine for the goblin.
As I'm sure you know, the Gizmorium can service all of your tinkering needs. How can I help you? Only Razric would take a look at this and say that I'd somehow put on some sort of safety lock on it. This booster's almost completely Sephorium explosives. I already modified it so that more of its payload would be delivered upon use, but Razric is never content unless he goes to 11. There. I did what Razric wanted. Just tell him to be more careful when he sets this off. If he makes the slightest mistake, he won't be moving forward. It'll just be a burnt spot on the track. It would be a shame, too, if that happened. Who knows if our 19th driver would be any good.
Yeah, bro, Razric's number 18. Razric is actually number 18. Should we finish this, or should we just go to Booty Bay while I'm here? We'll deliver it later.
Speak, friend.
So I can go to Badlands for the Pistons? Let me think about how to do this.
Strength.
I'm gonna keep you guys in a storyline. We're gonna do this foreshadowing to the AQ event as well. There's a pretty cool quest chain. I'm actually really glad that I didn't do the Silithid hunt, even though I'm like too high level. Apparently, this is a really cool quest chain too, and I just want to pick up the item over here and get it all completed. So we're doing a little bit of traveling around, but we're just here enjoying it. Yeah, I'm really glad PoeAngie over here enjoying it more than I expected. War's actually deep here. I was just spam click through the quest. Yeah, I wasn't sure how this was gonna work out. It was kind of awkward. Yeah, I'm just thinking about how it all started in Mulgore as well. And then the more we did the stupid voices, I was expecting everybody to disappear, and the numbers just kind of stayed. So I was like, okay, maybe we keep voice reading. Oh man. Imagine a previously start on every stream. Oh dude, that would be awesome actually, just to keep the storylines together. Yeah, now that I've done it one time, I feel like I could do it way better next time. The next studio that can make us feel like we're playing vanilla for the first time will literally become the richest company on Earth. I don't think it's... Yeah, I just don't think it's possible. WoW was just right place, right time. Ahead of its time. The whole generation never had this experience before. Like, bro, kids nowadays have an iPad in front of their face when they're 6 months old. Like, it's over. You can't experience this.
Why drink and drive when you can smoke and fly?
Is that like a goblin saying or something? Oh, man. Peyote.
I can't cast that yet.
Everyone's smiling again, yeah. Maybe with an open world RPG VR game that works as well. That's not in the near future. Yeah, I feel like the next thing to come close to WoW is going to be some type of VR universe. Like, virtual reality is wild, guys. So I started a disc golf YouTube channel, and I joined this Facebook page of this app where they play this disc golf game, right? Well, someone put it on the VR on Steam Deck, and everybody on, you know, this old boomer Facebook page, none of them have VR. They're all playing disc golf on their phone, right? Half the people can't play disc golf year round, so like this is what they do for 6 months at a time.
Subscribed. You smiley face.
The point is, like, this community that plays Disc Golf Valley on their phone has never seen VR before. And it was really cool, like, in this video game, in that little community. It was interesting. It was totally different. It was it was the same game, but a totally different experience. Regardless, dude, the fun I was having playing disc golf in VR, it felt so real. The physics were great. It didn't play the game for you, you know what I mean? But you also didn't need to be great to throw the best shot. But it was extremely accurate. And like, I had so much fun. I was playing for like 4 to 6 hour sessions, playing disc golf on the VR headset. It was such an enjoyable experience. And it really like upped the ante for me. It was weird, but I had a really good... That was out of the VR headset that I had. Also Skyrim. Whenever I was playing Skyrim on the VR, and I was an archer, and I had bears running at me, and I'm sitting there like pulling the bow backs, you know, slinging arrows at everything. Dude, VR is for real. But it's only... like, VR chat might be good. I've never done VR chat. You know, lightsaber was cool for a second, but for some reason that disc golf and the physics behind it, like, whenever I would throw a good putt, I could tell, just like in real life. I mean, it went in. Whenever you know, you were nervous, you were unsure, like, the putt would literally wobble like it would in real life. And same thing with Skyrim. It was just a really great experience. You've seen Ashes of Creation? Looks promising? I don't know, bro. Like, I feel like it's like the same formula, though. Like, Ashes of Creation, I hope it's great. You know, it's Unreal Engine. It's got great graphics, but it's like the same formula of this game 15, 20 years ago. You know, like, what's so different about it? You can't have this same formula and, you know, get the same experience as you did back then. You've already experienced this. It's got to be something different. Hey, Pearl dropped on my head today. You feel like I'm getting the full experience? Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. And we're live. What's up, Divine? Is VR ping pong? Dude, I played... VR ping pong was one of the first things I played, too. Okay, so the swarm grows. I'm actually gonna pick this up later, but I thought that you had to do egg hunt to get the swarm grows, but apparently all this is linked together. So this is AQ foreshadowing quest chain. We're gonna do this real fast, just to get warmed up in the stream today. Hey Striker, dude, I saw your close call in World Chat today too. Yeah, I saw you post your screenshot. You're on like a 33 pally or something. Got like 4 more Lux chasing you. Just had a bubble. Just give me WoW Classic on Unreal Engine. That would be neat as well. Man, WoW Classic. I told you, dude. There's gonna be a WoW Classic where they create NPCs in the world with AI. It's all AI generated. So every time you zone in, it's just a different experience. I don't know how deep the AI could get, but Unreal Engine would be huge too, brother. If I'm walking through Crossroads in Unreal Engine. Oh my gosh, dude, I might
just subscribed.
It'd be like stimulation overload. I can't even imagine what this would look like in Unreal Engine. You play Blade and Sorcery, 10 out of 10 on Steam? Really? VR game. I'm down. The next thing I want to do on VR is play a dungeon crawler game. Yeah, like I want to play like a Torchlight 2 type of deal. Yo, Chernobyl 2 on the Rogue. Ooh, the Rogue's looking good. Oh no, let me see him. Hang on. Let me look. Level 16. What are we working with? We got Pharaoh Blade. I mean, you got to work with what you got. Brewer's Gloves. Oh, would you go Alchemy? Very nice. Looking like a level 16 orc. It was kind of funny that we exposed that guy yesterday. I didn't even mean to. I didn't know I was going to expose somebody that cheated. But he said he was practicing. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, it honestly does not matter. Super chill. Hey, thanks, Barb. The redemption arc. Yeah, brother. Yeah, you're almost back to where you were. Okay. I gotta keep us on track, man. This is why the streams. This is why I get no levels during the streams. Okay.
I can't pass that yet.
How you doing, man? The dust of the barons parches my throat more and more every day, Grizz, but it's worth sacrifice to remain it here if it helps the Horde and the War Chief. Hey, Grizz. I've been sent to the Crossroads to watch over the land and take note of its happenings for my masters and Orgrimmar. One object of my studies are insect-like creatures found to the south of the Field of Giants. We know little of the creatures, so I've been making it a point to discover more. They seem to have intelligence to them, more so than any normal animal. Take this digging claw and collect some of the creature's eggs from their mounds, but be careful. If alerted, they will attack.
Yo, this is sick. This is sick. We're speed running the AQ quest chain foreshadowing. I think this might be the only... Is there any other AQ foreshadowing in the game other than this quest chain? Doing the level 20 quest? No, but it's all a part of it though. I know it's the wrong quest, but like... It's the same guy. It's all connected. Yeah, I'm doing the level 20 quest. Might have called in sick to level today? Hell yeah, Chernobyl. You got to.
Still recharging.
Oh, what happened with the guy cheating? There was a rogue that rolled up to me, and I looked at his gear, and he had of the monkey, of the tiger, everything. Like, the dude was juiced at level 46, and Tactics was in the stream, and he was like, yo, that guy cheated. I was like, Tactics, you can't be calling people out like that. You can't just say someone cheated. He had like these badass NG trinkets. He had mechanical dragonling, and I forget what the other NG trinket was. Tactics was like, yeah, he cheated. I was like, maybe he farmed it all himself. Maybe he fished for 24 hours and got super lucky, right? Feralus might have some AQ foreshadowing. Yeah. Yeah, I just want to finish this while we're in the area. Where do you get trip runners? This is the Gnomergan quest. Yeah. So you can get it on both Horde and Alliance, but you gotta kill the last boss of Gnomer to get it. Nice, Wooly. Yeah, I'm really glad. I see the Druid's still rolling hard. Yeah, Druid's still in here. I almost messed up yesterday. I went back and looked at that clip in Swamp of Sorrows, and I really thought it was all under control. Dude, I mana potted instead of health potted because I was going to stay in and fight. And I think I mana potted before I realized the escort went and pulled 2 more mobs, or else I would have just health potted and ran. Like, I almost messed up. Yeah, almost. Yeah, I hate the Twitch ads. It's terrible. Like I said, if it was up to me... I do need Briarthorn for something, I can't remember. But if it was up to me, I would disable ads on Twitch. I can't do that though. Hey, you gotta do Nomergen and sacrifice a healer to get your pants. That's how it works. I missed the Goblin Dwarf drama? No, actually. No. But you can go back and look. I sat there and I did like a previously on the Shimmering Flats Saga. Yeah, what if we did have a previously on opener to every stream? Man, that would take a little bit of work, but I would do that next time I did a run through. So I guess there's always the Alliance that I could do this on. I could sit here and read all the quests again if it was professionally voice acted through an add-on, and I would 100% do it. Yeah, I could do it one more time if I showed up and I heard the voices and, you know, we were able to listen to the storyline other than me talking about it. Because it takes twice as long with me, like, trying to RP these quests and stuff. It'd be really cool if I could just open it up and move on, go next, and keep talking about what we're talking about.
That's still recharging.
Yeah, definitely time consuming. Yeah. I can't believe that I'm only... We've been doing some long streams, guys. Since last Monday. I think the last 3 streams have been 8 to 10 hours. And I've gotten like 5 levels. I've got 5 levels in like 27 hours of streams. That's so stupid. Did you use Shadow and Fire Protection Pots for that? Bro, I haven't picked up any Shadow or Fire Protection Potions. Speaking of, that's on my to-do list for chores. Next time I'm in Booty Bay, I need to go get those Protection Potion recipes. Bro, I need all the Protection recipes. People still grieving hardcore? Yeah, but I mean, I think that we'll be able to handle it better this time around. And honestly, I was thinking about this too. While the topic gets brought up, I really hope that they don't ban. We've made it this far and they haven't banned anybody for it. I know it's like technically against TOS. It was really odd that they never banned anyone, especially during the event. I think we were kind of surprised, but we've made it so far. I hope they don't ban. I really don't want anybody to be banned. I don't want a precedent to be set that you get banned for this stuff. I really don't. I really don't, because then it gets weird, and then you have to. And I think that Blizzard knows that too. I think Blizzard knows if they ban someone for something, they're gonna have like a ton of work in the future. If you do it one time, you have to do it all the time. Like, it's better to just leave it alone. Yeah, so it's full. I think I have so much bruise weed, it's okay. Cargo's reroll yet? Yeah, he's got a Warlock. He's actually, dude, he's been going hard. He sent me another thing last night. He's dropping his 3rd hit single today. He sent it to me late last night in Discord. He was like, yo, this is the new bot for tomorrow. He's like, it's still a work in progress, but it's looking good. So, hey, we got another hot, fresh single coming out from Cargos today. This quest is quite painful at 18 to 20. I still remember it. Yeah, that quest is AIDS. I'm glad that I never did it. I meant to, and then I think I deleted the claw on accident. Yeah. And the one time I was going to do it while I was in the area, I couldn't. I gagged a few people since we're at Cap? Yeah, well, absolutely. Yeah, we did swim around the continent for 2 hours. This one's breaking TOS says should be banned. Okay, it's just case by case basis in my opinion. I'm thinking about the bigger picture. We've made, like, dude, we've gotten this far with no precedent that's been set. Let's just leave it this way. We'll take care of our own community. It's fine. You know, we've got 60s over here that can, like, defend the lands. You can't, like, PvP flag and, like, camp them since we're on a PvE server. but we can like defend the lands with all the mobs that they pull and stuff. Honestly, bro, like if you pulled like mobs around you on top of you, that's avoidable. It's like whenever you pull like level 55 elites and molten giants and like high level shit that's really hard to avoid, or infernals. They said they're gonna try and fix the infernal situation as well. But yeah, like don't ban anybody, please. I want to tear these people up on a real server. Oh man. Yeah, Karga's been dropping hot fire. What do you think about the Liver King? It pops up, all the Liver King drama pops up in my YouTube feed. I watch Jamari. I like Penguin Z. What's his name? What's that dude's name? He's a cool dude. Charlie. Yeah, I always watch Charlie and Jamari. What do I think of the Liver King? I think it's really funny. There was a time where me and my buddies, me and Jaime when we were 16, like you can't recognize like whenever you're a teenager who's on steroids or not. Now that we're older, I feel like it's obvious. Like if you're over the age of 20, or if you're over the age of 18, you can see, what's possible with and without steroids. And yeah, dude's making money off of a lie. It's fucked up. Telling people, something's possible, it's not. And like 16-year-old, 18-year-old kids believe it and buy all of his products. I mean, whatever. But it's like, it's crazy, dude. Now that I'm 26, as of a couple of days ago, it's like it's obvious that people are on gear. But I remember back in the day, I don't know why you think some of this stuff is achievable. How you doing?
Be careful with the eggs you find, Grizz. If they break, they be no good to me.
I can't pass that yet.
Good morning if you reside somewhere far away to the left of me on the world map. Good evening if you reside very far away to the right, and good afternoon if you are roughly where I am. Today, on Thursday, we have a few more things to talk about happening this week, and also things that will happen next week with the release of the season. Let's start with the more important ones that players will flock to immediately, so I won't have you go and skip half of the video for that. It's gonna be right off the bat. For today, we have the balance tuning. This time, the balance tuning is aiming the incoming tier sets coming from the Season 1 of Dragonflight. Remember, as we talk about tier sets, that the Creation Catalyst, the new version of the Creation Catalyst, will be locked for the first 6 weeks of the expansion. So you still have no other ways other than the raid and other than the Great Vault to be obtaining this tier set. Yes, you can still get the tier set offered to your Great Vault from Mythic Plus and from PvP activities as well. But beyond that, you will have to wait, I guess, 4 more weeks since the season begins to get the Catalyst opened. Now, talking about the actual changes of the tier sets themselves, we start with a significant nerf, because the Guardian Druid 4-piece set bonus, which was a very powerful one for being self-sufficient and self-sustaining, was that Gore, on top of having a 5% increased chance to proc, once you use Mango with the Gore buff active, you were generating a massive heal over time on yourself. This was a 375% attack power heal over 6 seconds. Now this attack power heal has been cut by basically roughly 2/3 of its original number. Now it's 135% of your attack power. So significantly reduced in power, this tier set bonus for Guardian. I guess, after getting Giga buffed a couple of weeks ago, Blizzard is sort of counteracting that huge buff with a few bits of tuning here and there, in this case with their tier set getting nerfed. Talking about changes, here is the massive change to marksmanship. I know I have seen and heard many of you talking about whether or not marksmanship with the 10% damage buff and the slightly higher damage in AoE buff that they have received this week, if it was going to be viable. Well, after this change, perhaps their chances grow even higher, because this is the change happening to marksmanship. A semicolon being added to their multi-shot spelling of their tier set bonus. This is the buff they are receiving for today. After that, we have a small quality of life buff to Brewmaster, where their damage taken buff is now easier to keep up because it no longer lasts for 10 seconds. Instead, now it lasts for 15 seconds. So, in particular, perhaps from pulling pack to pack in Mythic Plus, maybe you don't get it to fall off nearly as often now that it lasts for 15 seconds. At the same time, Prot Paladin gets a nearly reversed treatment, although with a compensation. Their buff to keep up is quite harder because it's generated by Avenger's Shield, which has quite the cooldown. It used to be much shorter, then it was buffed to 10 seconds, and now the buff has been nerfed back down to 8 seconds only. The benefit now instead is that the versatility buff you gain is no longer 5%, it is instead 6% for 8 seconds. So a bit harder to keep up with a shorter duration, but the actual buff you gain is larger now for Prot Paladin. We then have the last one is a buff, and you could be weirded out to see that the buff is landing on Demonology, one of our more anticipated and perhaps one of the more popular and powerful range DPS specs coming in the first season. The buff is to their tier set, where Demon Bolt having a chance to making your next Gul'dan instant and doing 50% more damage. Now the buff is 150% more damage, so tripled the effectiveness of this tier set bonus for Demo. That being said, the part of your build which focuses on doing damage with Hand of Gul'dan is very small. You are a demon pet master, and most of your damage will come from pet damage, not nearly as much from Hand of Gul'dan damage. Still interesting that they chose to buff Demonology with these tier set bonuses. After this set of balance tuning for the tier sets, we have gotten a few announcements here and there from Blizzard. The one, of course, about the season being released, giving us all of the dates and the times for the releases of the new content, although to be fair, there wasn't really much to be confused about, because the release of the 3 standard raid difficulties, normal, heroic and mythic, will all happen at the same time. So there won't be any staggered releases of raid difficulties besides LFR. LFR will be coming with a week delay. So this is the delay for the LFR, whereas the other 3 standard difficulties will all be open on next Tuesday in NA, next Wednesday in EU for everyone to try out. Same goes for Mythic Plus, of course. Worth a reminder, Mythic Plus, because Mythic raiding is not delayed by a week, Mythic Plus will not have its item level rewards locked for 1 week. That was a method to prevent Mythic Plus becoming too powerful before the Mythic Raid part of the season was open. But since now the Mythic part of the season comes out immediately, then the Mythic Plus dungeons will also give you unlocked max level possible gear item level from the caches at the end of the run. It is also worth pointing out, I guess, that next week is the week where you get the second spark of Ingenuity for you to then decide to craft a couple of items already. Maybe not if you are unlucky and you are a Fury Warrior and you need double two-handed weapon, and each of the two-handed weapon costs you 2 sparks. So basically you have to take twice as much time as anyone else before you actually get your gear crafted. And besides the poor Fury Warriors, most other players can already plan to get a couple of items crafted by next week. I would put some importance in the value of the Primal Chaos, which will become quite valuable by next week. Why? Because if you want to craft this thing right here, if you want to craft the concentrated Primal Infusion, which will come from looting material needed for this from Mythic Plus keys and from Mythic bosses, the Mythic version, and then lower Mythic Plus keys, Mythic Plus 11 and higher, as well as heroic bosses to craft the Primal Infusion for heroic raid gear item level. This will also need to be paired to create the actual item with 100 Primal Chaos if you want the heroic item level craft, or with 150 Primal Chaos if you want the mythic raid version of the craft. You know, this is quite large. If you imagine you want to craft a couple of pieces which already cost 40 to 50 Primal Chaos, and on top of that, you have to add 150 chaos to each of those crafts, you will end up needing by next week some 400 primal chaos to be able to craft both of the items at very high item level. That's why I said perhaps taking some at the very least attention to the amount of primal chaos you have right now and how many you can gain by the next week. We might point out a little bit more some of the grinds you can do, like the disturbed dirt grind you can do with the Dragonscale Expedition, currently being the best, easiest way to grind primal chaos, because those mounds of dirt also have a chance to give you primal chaos. So if you actually do the insane grind of some 15 plus 20 plus hours of digging dirt, you might end up with 300 to 400 primal chaos gained by doing this grind. So that could be a way for you to get some of the primal chaos needed to craft your cool high item level stuff by next week. Finishing for today, and I'm gonna finish it mostly for you, some free stuff Blizzard is going to give out. Because with the upcoming release of the season and the upcoming start of the Race to World First and whatnot, Blizzard is resuming some more Twitch drops available to the viewers. In this case, we have available the Cenarion Hatchling as well as the Swift Windsteed, so a mount and a pet for you to be able to earn through Twitch drops. The requirements, of course, are to watch at least 4 hours of WoW Dragonflight content while this Twitch drop is active on any of the channels, myself included, by the way, to earn the Cenarion Hatchling pet. Once you have earned and once you have claimed the pet, and only after you have claimed the pet, you can start to watch 4 more hours of WoW Dragonflight content to also go ahead and earn the Swift Windsteed mount. Those are going to be the 2 rewards available for Twitch drops. These are the times set on PST, on Pacific time from the US, at noon of the 9th of December of tomorrow, ending on December the 13th at 3 p.m. Basically from the start of this weekend all the way to the reset before the start of the season, that's when the Twitch drops are going to be available. And of course, you might do very well to claim these Twitch drops on my stream. That would be cool. Now, besides these Twitch drops, we can leave with one more thing free for the players that will be available with the actual Race to World First. This is going to be the Perpetual Purple Firework toy, which is exactly what it sounds. It's a toy which makes fireworks which are purple. That was expected. This is even simpler to achieve. Watch at least 2 hours of WoW Dragonflight content by selected content creators on Twitch, and these are going to be the content creators in and around the Race to World First. So many of the players from guilds like Echo, from guilds like Liquid or Method, and similar other characters. You can find the full list of enabled content creators in the link that I will leave behind for you in the description, and this will be available for the first 2 weeks of the season. So starting the next reset, basically when the other 2 Twitch drops end. When those 2 end at the start of the next reset, this one will be available for a couple of weeks, all the way through until December the 28th. That's how long this Perpetual Purple Firework toy will be available to redeem by watching a couple of hours of WoW content. With this being done and said, we are now finished for today. We can leave each other by starting to thank all of my Patreon supporters for the contribution and the support to the channel and to myself as well. You can of course support still in other ways which don't force you to fork out money. Commenting and liking down below on this video as well as subscribing to the channel are still quite helpful ways to show your support. You can then also follow me on Twitter, subscribe to my Patreon to get access to my Discord server as well, and lastly, I am found as well streaming on Twitch starting roughly around 10 p.m. European time zone, 1 p.m. Pacific US times, and 4 p.m. Eastern US times as well. Now we can leave, I can go back grinding my rares for absolutely 0 reward. Thank you guys again for watching, see you guys soon, and in the meantime, however, I have to stop grinding rares because once again I reminded myself that I need to eat, and I have been delaying this by a couple of hours already, so I need to go.
I can't loot that. It is too far away.
found off spiders and scorpids levels 21 to 36. Now I know you've probably never asked this question, but I'm going to give you the answer anyways. What do the levels mean on the antivenoms? What constitutes a poison up to level 25 for the antivenom, or 35 for the strong antivenom? Simply put, it refers to the level of the ability used to poison you. It does not mean that if a mob is above level 25, then you need to use the strong antivenom to remove the poison. Similar to how you have level requirements for your abilities, NPCs have the same. And frankly, there are very few poisons in the game that require strong antivenom to remove, and only 2 in the game that require powerful antivenom, made at 300 first aid. So the stock antivenom will last you most of the journey. It won't be until you start hitting the late 40s, early 50s that you'll need strong antivenom to remove certain poisons. Free food, stamina spirit buffs, what's not to love about cooking? How often have you finished a fight under 5% health? How often have you died to a mob that you just need one more hit to kill? In hardcore, you want as much survivability as possible, so why not capitalize on buff food? As low as 50 cooking and level 5, you can start getting an additional 4 stam. That's 40 health. That could easily save your life in the lower levels. Horde players have easy access to this with Strider Stew, taught from a recipe that can be purchased from Tarika, the trade supplies vendor located in the Crossroads, which is easy to stock up on ingredients, seeing as there are multiple quests that have you killing Striders in the Barrens anyways. Alliance players can pick up Coyote Steak, taught by your trainer, and Gortus Liver Pie, taught from a recipe that can be purchased from Kendor Kabanka, the master of cooking recipes located in Stormwind, or from the Gortus Liver Pie quest in Westfall. Both of these recipes require ingredients that can be farmed from the mobs located in Westfall. And Night Elves who don't want to make the long journey swimming over to Westfall can pick up boiled clams, taught from your trainer. Just spend some time killing surf crawlers along the Darkshore shorelines for small barnacle clams. In the early 20s, you can start making the 6 stamina spirit food with Murloc Fin soup at 90 cooking, and Red Ridge Goulash at 100 cooking for the Alliance. Crispy Lizard Tail at 100 cooking for the Horde, and Big Bear Steak, available at 110 cooking, available to both factions. Both Murloc Fin soup and Red Ridge Goulash, whose ingredients are all collected within the Red Ridge Mountains, are obtained via quests in Red Ridge, or can be bought again from Kendor Kabanka in Stormwind. Crispy Lizard Tail is available from Tarika and the Crossroads again, and the Big Bear Steak recipe can be bought from Ulthan over at Mistral Lake and Ashenvale for the Alliance, or for completing the Rescue quest over in Hillsbrad Foothills for the Horde players. The Big Bear meat needed drops exclusively from all bears in Ashenvale and Hillsbrad Foothills. At level 30, you can start making the 8 stamina spirit food with Soothing Turtle Bisque, requiring 175 cooking and level 25 to eat, available to both Horde and Alliance players via quests in Hillsbrad Foothills. Spend some time hanging around the river in Hillsbrad, or move up to the southeastern side of Lordamere Lake in Alterac to farm up plenty of turtle meat and make some extra money with the Turtle's lucrative vendor drops. Now while there are other recipes that give 8 stamina spirit that only require level 20 to eat, the ingredients for these are far off or require killing much higher level mobs. For example, Alliance players can attain the Tasty Lion Steak recipe, which only requires level 20 to eat, but the quest to obtain the recipe is in Hillsbrad Foothills and requires you to kill level 30 to 34 mobs. Horde players have a similar issue with Heavy Crockless Stew. The recipe can be bought in Dustwallow and eaten at level 20, but the ingredients drop from 30 plus Crockless in Dustwallow and STV. The 20 to 26 Crockless over in the Wetlands drop the meat needed, but are you really going to try to get to Wetlands as a level 20 something hardcore Horde player? Lastly, you can start getting the 12 stamina spirit buff at level 35 with only 200 cooking skill. The easiest recipes with the lowest level mobs to grind for ingredients is the spider sausage recipe, taught by your trainer, requiring 2 white spider meat, easily obtained from farming the 35 to 39 spiders in Dustwallow Marsh, and heavy Kodo stew recipe, which can be bought in Deathless and requires 2 heavy Kodo meat, easily farmed from the 35 to 39 Kodos at the Kodo Graveyard in Deathless. In addition to the stam spirit buffs you get from cooking your own meals, there are other various buffs and unique items cooking can provide. Sagefish, greater sagefish, and knifefin snapper can be fished up and turned into MP5 buff food at 80, 175, and 250 cooking skills respectively. Sunscale salmon can be turned into poached sunscale salmon at 260 cooking skill for a nice HP 5 buff. And remember, these MP5 and HP 5 buffs affect your in-combat regen, not your out. The winter season is approaching, and starting in late September, you can find winter squid for the grilled squid recipe, the only agility buff food in the game, available at 240 cooking skill. Dragon Breath Chili is available at 200 cooking skill, and is a great addition to any melee character for the added damage, as you release your inner dragon, spewing forth flames hitting all mobs in front of you. Rogues who took herbalism will be absolutely delighted that you can craft your own thistle tea. The recipe is given to you for completing the Poison's class quest, and only requires 60 cooking, Herbalists can also cook up their own level 25 water in the form of Goldthorn tea. You get this recipe in Razorfin Downs, so if you decide to brave this dungeon, make sure you've trained expert cooking past 150. When you go into the instance, take the left path in the beginning, then work your way to the very end towards the holding pens. You'll be able to knock down the walls, and then speak to Henry Stern. He'll ask you if you want to learn a recipe, say yes, and he'll automatically teach you the Goldthorn tea recipe. One other thing of note with cooking, most of the recipes will turn a profit if you actually cook up the ingredients instead of just vendoring them raw. Unfortunately, recipes requiring anything you fish up aren't really worth it, as you'll only profit a few copper per item, or in some cases, lose money. But most meat-based recipes are a very viable way to make some extra coin, especially if they don't require any spices. Besides gathering fish for cooking, fishing is useful for so many other things. You can get supplies for other professions, armor and weapons, potions, gems, and even bags. So let's go over everything you'll need to know as a hardcore player about fishing and its rewards. If you've taken up engineering, fishing can be a major boon in the form of venture company crates. There are 4 types of crates you can get, and each of them contains a small number of engineering components, depending on the crate level. The level also indicates the approximate level range of the zone where you'll likely fish these up. They can be fished up randomly, and you don't need to fish them from a pool, but they must be fished up from the sea. You cannot get these from inland fishing. Like crates, trunks can be fished up and contain everything from bolts of cloth, leathers, potions, gems, and many other items. Unlike crates though, they have to be fished out of fishing pools. Each of the pools listed below has an 85% chance to obtain the fish indicated by the name of the pool, and a 5% chance to catch a trunk. The level of the trunk is similar to the crates, as they will have a chance to drop from fishing pools in the appropriately leveled areas. There are also special fishing pools called floating debris and floating wreckage. All floating debris can only spawn the lowest level trunk and rum, while floating wreckage pools can contain any of the trunks available, depending on the area you fish in. So for example, fishing wreckage pools in the Barrens can net you either the level 15 or 25 trunks, while fishing in Tenaris can net you any of the 4 trunks available. Fishing in these pools provides the following: a 60% chance of a trunk, a 20% chance of 1 to 3 stranglekelp, and a 20% chance of a rum consolation prize. The rum consolation prize can also appear inside of the trunks. There are 3 types of rum that can be attained, and each of the level trunks has a specific rum that can be found inside. So what's inside the trunks? The tightly sealed trunks can contain bolts of linen cloth, bolts of woolen cloth, light leather, medium leather, lesser healing potions, and minor mana potions. You also have a small chance of assorted low-level recipes, white or green gear with required levels between 6 and 15, and 8 slot bags, and the rum associated with this is always the Rumsey Rum Light. The watertight trunk contains bolts of woolen cloth, bolts of silk cloth, medium leather, heavy leather, healing potions, and lesser mana potions. You also have a small chance of getting mossy gates, lesser moonstones, or green gear with required levels between 16 and 25, or 10 slot bags. And the rum associated with this chest is always the Rumsey Rum Dark. The ironbound trunk contains bolts of silk cloth, bolts of mageweave cloth, heavy leather, thick leather, greater healing potions, and mana potions. You also have a small chance at citrines, jades, and green gear with required levels between 26 and 35, or a 12 slot bag. And the rum associated with this chest is always the Rumsey Rum Black Label. The Mithril bound trunk contains bolts of mageweave, bolts of rune cloth, thick leather, rugged leather, superior healing potions, and greater mana potions. And you have a small chance for aquamarines, citrines, star rubies, as well as green gear and weapons with required levels between 35 and 46, as well as 14 slot bags. They also throw in the occasional recipe every now and then too. And the rum associated with this chest is again always the Rumsey Rum Black Label. One additional thing about trunks: each of the items listed as possible rewards are not percentage based. It's possible to attain almost every item listed in a single trunk. There are plenty of rare and awesome items that can be attained through fishing, such as the One Ring, the Steel Seal Crushfish, and the Rockhide Strongfish, both one-handed maces that look like fish. I mean, come on, who doesn't want to kill something by slapping it really hard with a fish? Other various items of weapons can be caught, but there's honestly too much to try to list here. Did you know you can raise your cooking and fishing skill at the same time from 1 to 150 just sitting in a major city at level 10? Horde can do this without ever leaving Thunderbluff or Undercity, and Alliance can do something similar in Stormwind with the exception of running out to Goldshire once for a recipe. Here's how it works. For Alliance players, run out to Goldshire and buy the recipe for Brilliant Smallfish and Longjaw Mudsnapper from Theron Bowden, the trade supplies vendor. Then, run into Stormwind and go to the small dock opposite the stockades where the fishing trainer is, and buy the recipe for Bristle Whisker Catfish and a couple shiny baubles from Catherine Leland, the fishing supplier. Apply the bauble and start fishing the docks. For Horde players, go to Thunderbluff and buy the recipes for Brilliant Smallfish, Bristle Whisker Catfish, and a couple shiny baubles from Saywell Mistrunner, the fishing supplier. Then head over to Null Mistrunner, the cooking supplier, and buy the recipe for Longjaw Mudsnapper. Both are located on the 3rd tier of Thunderbluff. Then head to the small pool of water by the auction house, apply the bauble, and start fishing. Or in Undercity, go pick up the recipe for Brilliant Smallfish, Longjaw Mudsnapper, and a couple shiny baubles from Elizabeth Cromwell, the fishing supplier, located on the outside river in the Magic Quarter. Then head to the center and pick up the recipe for Bristle Whisker Catfish from Ronald Birch, the cooking supplier. Apply the bauble and start fishing in the green water. Note that doing this in Undercity will take a bit more fishing to gather everything for cooking, as you have a good chance to catch other items such as sickly looking fish and old skulls. The first few skills will be tough, as you really should have 60 plus fishing skill to successfully fish in the city, but just push through. You can sit here and fish all the way up to 150 skill. Then simply cook the fish you caught, starting with a small brilliant up to or in past 50. Then cook as many mudsnappers as you have. Hopefully this will bring you past 100. Then finish off with a catfish. And don't forget to train cooking once you pass 50. I can't tell you how many times I've started cooking up the snappers and then walked away to do something, completely cooking all my snappers without ever going past 75 skill. Doing it this way, you'll most likely get more mud snappers than the other two, and you may need to spend more time fishing in order to catch more fish for cooking. Congratulations, you're now at 150 fishing and cooking. This can all be done within about an hour and at level 10. If you're going to do this at level 20 plus, make sure you grab the books needed to progress past 150 afterwards. You can head over to Booty Bay and pick up Expert Fishing the Bassin from Old Man Hemming, and you might as well pick up the recipes for Mithril Head Trout and Fillet of Redgill while you're here if you'd like to continue leveling your cooking via fishing. They can be bought from Kelsey Yance, located in the large building at the end of the ship dock in Booty Bay. Enter the building and make an immediate left. For Alliance players, you'll need to head to Mistral Lake in Asheville for your Expo cookbook, while Horde players will need to head down to Shadowprey Village in Desolace to grab theirs. Let's start with probably the most useful profession for wanding classes, and most useless profession overall in the hardcore challenge. Because the higher level enchanting recipes require rods made from blacksmiths, enchanting isn't viable as a solo player. While you could train blacksmithing up to 100 and make a silver rod, then drop it for enchanting, this will only allow you to go up to 150 enchanting skill, and the enchants available at that level don't provide enough stats for this to be a viable support. If you're looking for stat increases, you're much better off going with alchemy. Where enchanting shines though is the ability to help wanding classes glide through their first 25 levels with ease in the form of lesser magic and greater magic wands. After you've attained the wands, feel free to drop enchanting for something else. So let's go over a step by step to help you make these wands in the most efficient way possible. This step is optional. If you plan on gathering the cloth naturally as you go, I'd highly suggest you pick up skinning first to help establish some early money for bags. But if you're going straight for cloth farming, you can ignore this step. Train tailoring and enchanting. Gather 60 to 66 linen cloth and make 30 to 33 bolts of linen cloth. This should take you to 30 tailoring. If you don't hit 30, craft more bolts until you do. Train brown and linen robes in tailoring and make as many as you can. They require 3 bolts and a coarse thread each. Disenchant all the brown linen robes
I'm out of range. I cannot attack that. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. It's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. What brings you here? Farewell.